Right, we are recording. Um, okay, so yes, this is the second part of our mini series. Our welcome to Amicable Age, I should say as well. So yeah, today we're going to be doing my top 10 picks of films I like that
I'm
other
excited.
people's don't. So we've previously done Connor's top 10 list, in which we had one overlap, actually only one.
Only one,
Of
yeah.
the
I
Phantom Menace.
expected none at all, though, to be fair.
Oh yeah, you kept saying. I'm surprised you didn't think I would pick the prequels. Oh, then again, you were very embarrassed to say it.
Yeah,
That's okay.
one of my friends at home really likes her as well, so he'll be supporting me, I'm sure.
Fair. Woo.
Big shout out to Luke Banwell at home.
Woo.
Woo!
So we'll just crack on then, shall we?
Yeah, we'll just go for it.
Okay. So I've just had to add one. That's a bit of a controversial one, but I'll do that later. So I'm gonna start off.
Don't tell me that now. I'll be waiting all the way
sorry.
through for the controversial one.
So I'm gonna start with these are in no order as the same as yours. So I'll start with my trilogy, which is Cars 1, Cars 2, and Cars 3.
Right, go on.
Which I know you haven't seen the third one, but we'll start with Cars. So people can So are they the worst Pixar film? Yes.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
They definitely are.
But yeah, they definitely are. But like they're what do you call? I stand by. And I used to be like, whatever. And then a friend of mine turned to me and he was like, I think they're the best. And I was like, what? Are you mental?
Is that a friend I know?
No.
He would no longer be a friend if I did. So
fair. But no, he stood by. They were really good, and I was like, what? And no, it isn't. They're not as artistic as Wall-E, and they're not as well written as Incredible.
They are not.
But they do something which the other ones don't do, which is they appeal to kids a lot more.
Fair enough.
So,
which is what they try in, I guess.
Exactly, because let's not forget that's what Pixar's all about in the first place. They're a kids animation studio. As much as everyone watches Up and think it's aimed for like students and adults,
which
not. It is to an extent. But
yeah, I watched it the other day, and I was like, I even said out loud, how did they make something this powerful? I said I was like, how did they make something this powerful?
The only thing I say about it is that the opening thing of Up is better than the rest of the film. The sequence of them together.
The end
does it better.
The end is good
fair.
Too.
But the whole sequence is much more.
Yeah, it's like a short film.
Than half the film, I think. Yeah. Not to say the film's bad.
No, fair enough.
So good. But yeah, so I'll start with Cars 1. Obviously aimed at kids. Very simple.
Yeah.
But Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen is great. I don't care what they say. I like Owen Wilson. He doesn't say wow in this film, sadly.
Wow.
But he does say ciao. Which is
ciao.
Sorry, right. So starts off. I rewatched it recently. Actually, really enjoyable.
Owen Wilson. What's his favorite online fantasy game in the franchise?
World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right, carry on. Best joke I've ever told.
There's an appeal now to make the WoW react on Facebook. Owen Wilson.
I want to start the
fundraiser. But yeah, no. So obviously, Lightning McQueen, who's a race car, drives to a small village. No, he gets stuck in a small Route 66.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And there's so on and so forth.
And learns the meaning of what it is.
Yeah.
To be a car.
And there are things about this that are. I mean, there's stuff about it that's great. It's quite fun in terms of it doesn't really get caught up in anything. It's
quite. Do you reckon?
Do you think it's not fun? Do you think it's?
My biggest complaint with this film is I found it boring.
Really?
I really found
it boring.
Again,
aimed at kids, though, I suppose.
Yeah, but I thought they'd need more stuff going on if you're a kid watching.
Right. Okay.
And my other biggest one, and I know that's the entire point. I just feel like they don't need to be cars. I feel like they could be racing drivers.
So that's what I was gonna say. It's the one thing it does really annoy me about the whole trilogy.
Is the fact that they're not people.
It's the world building doesn't really work.
No.
So there's stuff they attempt to do. So for the second one tries to sort of fix it a wee bit by talking about energy. I mean, that's in the second one either.
Never will.
So they're trying to world build a little bit, and they're trying to, they'll go, what if we had other characters who are like this? And
yeah.
But there's things like, there's one that I didn't point this out, someone else pointed this out to me, like someone online pointed out, that there's taxis in the second one. And that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, who are they giving lifts to? Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any.
Because they can't drop off and pick up other cars.
So having the
truck,
for example, who drives Lightning McQueen made sense. Because they do say, you get tired and blah, 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 and some cars are better at this, some cars are better at this.
That's a good example of explaining what would be hand waved in other films.
Yeah, exactly. So they do it. They just don't do it enough.
No, yeah.
Whereas Toy Story, they're very adamant that like this is what toys do. Toys enjoy being played with.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Or like Wall-E is like the most flipping word building I've ever seen in any film. Like it's so ludicrous.
Oh, yeah.
In a kids'
It
films,
is. It is. Yeah.
really over explained and on Incredibles as well. Sure, let's make a superhero film, but it's actually about lawsuits and stuff, and it's about like people's
Married
attitudes.
life. And,
Yeah, exactly. Divorce almost.
Oh,
Like as in
yeah.
because they nearly like stay
They
together.
think, I think they're cheating. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, they're a bit. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think the first one's good. I think its Rotten Tomato reviews like 70% or something. Considering that
70.
all the others, every other Pixar film is like
It's like in the
98.
hundreds and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Inside Out was like 100%. So is Toy Story 3.
Yeah, which I don't agree with. To be fair,
I like Toy
yeah,
Story 3. But I don't think it's 100% though. No.
I like it, but to be fair, I stand by Toy Story 3 is corny. I thought they should have just died.
Well, the end scene.
I wish they just died.
Oh, I teared up drastically.
I believe you did. Yeah.
It wasn't like it was when he's giving him away to the girl and he's like, "Thanks, guys." It's like, "Oh my god, did he know they were alive?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that bit mint."
But yeah, no, I just find it a bit too like sad for the sake of sad.
Fair enough.
And there's other thing, the same when you're talking about with thing. I'm starting to dislike with Pixar that they're kind of doing. They've kind of got caught up in the. We have to do this because like we have to have something that feels things.
Yeah.
You know the whole joke like what if cars had feelings? What if toys had feelings?
Yeah.
Like what if feelings had feelings?
Yeah.
You know? But like they're kind of getting
Inside Out.
they're kind of getting caught up in that now. Rather than just making films, they're like having to make tearjerker films about things you didn't realize would have feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a bit like, come on, like, let's do something a bit. Hence why I like Wall-E so much because it's a bit different.
Yeah, I just can't get invested in these cars. Like at least when there's animals, they still live in things in real life.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they look like a shape that we can relate to.
Yeah, okay.
So that's
and again, usually when you have an animal in a film, and we're not talking like BoJack, we're talking like actual sheep.
Yeah, like they live in the jungle and stuff.
Yeah. At least as well that they make sense to be animals.
Yeah.
Like in Madagascar, it doesn't make sense that a lion and a zebra are friends. No.
Yeah.
But it does make sense that like the lion is feeling things that a normal lion would feel.
Yeah.
He gets hungry, he gets blah blah blah. Whereas as you said, cars don't feel things.
Cars don't feel
so
things.
when you're like, oh, we feel sad about this, you're like, I don't care, it's a car.
I have to just do a sidebar. If any kids are listening, cars don't feel things. Right, carry on.
Oh wow.
Why am I a bastard today? I'm usually quite nice on the show.
Oh.
It's like Batman. I'm being corrupted because it's further into my career.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Yeah.
My career. Talking. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, just mention Jared Leto. We all feel a bit worse today. That's it.
That'd be every day we'd feel a bit worse.
Yeah.
We do it all. Anyway, back to cars.
So I'll skip all the cars through because I'm just talking about them kind of like generally.
Yeah.
I can't really be bothered to try and sum up each one.
Fair enough.
But I think Cars is like a 70% review, and I would give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I would give it like it's okay.
So it's like one of your favourite films.
No, well, not one of them, but I'd say it's good. I would say
yeah.
It's not disappointing by Pixar.
Yeah.
That's kind of what my point is. Like people want to say, oh, these are the worst Pixar films. Like they
Yeah.
are, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing to be.
I'd always judge with the out of 10 things. Like my top 10 films, they'd all be 10s. My top 20 and 30 would all be like 9s.
Oh really?
Like 9s,
no, I'm more just like general. I have
Yeah.
films that like I've seen that are like a 5 out of 10, but I've watched them like 20 times
Yeah.
because I really enjoy them,
Yeah.
and they would be more favorites. Whereas I have films that like I love because of perfection. Like,
Yeah. Fair.
What do you call it? But like Wes Anderson films are very like they're not perfect sometimes, but they're just very fun and really enjoyable films.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd say Cars I would give like a 7 out of 10. Like it's good. It's not bad.
That's fair. 7 out of 10.
Cars 2. So
Cars
it's got
2.
the Michael Caine sequence at the start, which you're not going to be aware of now.
No.
So he's
Anyway, what's the plot of Cars 2?
So he's
Quick recap.
there's a bit of a double plot going on.
Double plot.
Bit of a double. So on one hand, it's kind of about Michael Caine's character, who's meant to be like James Bond of the car, and he's a spy, and there's this big conspiracy going on during this race that they're taking out the government, this evil corporation are taking out cars, but we don't know much about them. And at the same time, it's Lightning McQueen's just in this race, and they think something's up, so he gets picked up into this whole plot. I think some of the scenes again are a bit. Same thing again. You're a bit, as I said, about like taxis and stuff. There are scenes where it's just like, what is this meant to be? What he's doing? Like, why is this in here, and what's the point, and
Yeah.
But there's also like those sequences, the spy sequences are actually really fun, and there's some fun
That's
stuff.
fair. That's fair.
Because I think it's just there's a lot more in this film.
Mater.
They like Flanderize him. They make him like a lot
They
more.
Flanderize. Oh.
Yeah, they make him a lot more like Jar Jar.
I don't like Flanderization as a rule though. I think it's a terrible trope. If we were doing tropes episode now, I'd just
that's a good one to do. Actually, we should do that. Actually.
Flanderization in media,
in films. Yeah.
That's good actually. I could talk about
because Jar Jar and I mean in defense of the Phantom Menace is that they overdid Jar Jar.
Yeah.
When he walks around it briefly, they're a bit cute, but then they kind of serve a purpose. They're
Yeah.
just like, haha, Jar Jar Binks, haha, Jar Jar Binks. And then the second, third one, he totally pulls him back.
Yeah.
He only has like 2 lines of dialogue in the third one, like totally like
less.
Probably less, yeah. He's in scenes in the background quite often. In like
he's
the political scenes.
He's in a funeral scene, yeah.
Yeah, but he's never never again do you hear him being like Misa, that's gone.
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, that's totally dead. Whereas they did the opposite with Mater. It was like people liked that he was a bit stupid.
So they made him really
stupid.
So
they made him more stupid, yeah. But he what's what I'm looking for? But again, it's a kid's film. And I usually wouldn't use that as a defense. I'm quite like we've talked about this. Like a film has to be good.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
It's not an excuse.
You can't say, "Oh, but it's a superhero film." No, you can't say that.
You can't say
that. Film, like
you're still trying to make money out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You still put effort into it. You should make it good.
But I like realized it more when like my cousins were watching some of those other like Disney films and stuff. They didn't really get it. Whereas they did watch Cars, they were like, "Wow, I love this." They loved it. They were like, "Wow," and then we would go, "Wait a minute, like I'm wrong." I'm being too obnoxious about this.
I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too busy being like, oh, the world buildings. Like, do you think a freaking 8-year-old? And granted, when they get older, they will appreciate Incredibles more and whatnot. But as a child, like I think, Cars is like the lowest common denominator. Like it's meant to be aimed as low, as it gets. Whereas like stuff like Incredibles has more sort of adult themes and stuff. But yeah, no, I'll move. So Cars 2 is quite.
Cars 2, right?
It is the worst of the trilogy.
Of the 3, yeah. Same with Men in Black 2.
But again, it's 50% or something on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it's fine. I think again,
50% for a Pixar film is low.
It's really low, yeah.
Or a Disney film overall is low, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think even like Chicken Little, which was nearly ruined Disney or whatever.
They say that, but come on.
Yeah, it was like a 40%, 50% on what do you call it? On Rotten Tomatoes. Like that's like they're low.
It's probably lower now. It's probably like 20 now, I think. But, I'm not sure, but I imagine.
No, and then Cars 3, which is all about him trying to get back into the racing because he's sort of gotten older and these new cars are coming in. Again, it's a bit it's a bit boring, it's a bit long at times, but there are some really, really good scenes. It's very, very much based on it's very like tropey in terms of like you can see the influences of stuff like Rocky and stuff like
I think they're all a bit like that. Like the first one with Doc, like I haven't done this thing in a while, but at the end of this film I'm going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, alright, mate.
But there is payoff of that, to be fair, in this one. There is character growth, which we don't see very often in these kind of films.
No, you don't expect it from
cars, a talking car. It's a bit raw, but it has some really, really nice messages in it. And it's actually, I actually preferred it. It's not a better film than Toy Story 3 at all, but I preferred it as a recap of the trilogy than Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Like Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3 now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I prefer Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is a much better film.
Right.
But how Toy Story 3 sort of wrapped everything up in a package to end the trilogy felt a bit like, right, okay. Whereas, I say that they're making a Toy Story 4, aren't they?
They shouldn't. I'm not going to watch it, I don't think.
No. Well, I say that, yeah.
Oh, no, they're going to get my money. Why am I pretending they're not going to? It's like...
I've never watched that film. Watches it within like a week of it coming out.
Yeah,
it's always
100%.
But yeah, no, I think it's a nicer recap. It's sort of you could watch all 3 Cars films in a row, and it would make perfect sense. And there's payoff of like from the first film comes back. There's flashbacks which aren't from. They didn't just lazily use the first film. They rewrote, but they look exactly like the first film and stuff.
Oh, that's good. I like that as a trope.
But yeah, it's a bit long. It's a bit.
Yeah.
But
that's what I thought about the first one. A bit long, a bit boring.
But it is enjoyable.
Bit shit. No, I said, well, I wouldn't go, like, I just, no. I wouldn't go as far as to say shit.
So I don't think it was rated badly, to be fair to it. But it is a nice, it's a fine film. It's a good film to get your kids into films.
That's fair enough. That's a valid point.
It's a good film I would enjoy watching if I was babysitting. That's how I describe it.
That's good.
Does that make sense? I babysitted my cousin the other day.
And
all he wanted to do was play Star Wars Lego. Like Lego Star Wars. I don't know why I said it in that order. All he wanted to do was play Lego Star Wars. And I was like, I'm happier doing this than I
all I want to do is play
exactly. Lego Star Wars, like they were like, oh, thank you for looking after him. Like that's not me looking after him.
It's me. I'm benefiting from this too. Yeah.
In the same way that like, oh, do you want to sit and watch this film? I did that as well. I watched Trolls with my cousins.
Is that crap?
No, it was really good. Enjoyable. It wasn't great, but it was really enjoyable.
Oof, I'll give it a go then, Trolls.
Fair.
And it would have been on my list.
I don't really like films of but use pop songs in it generally.
Jukebox music.
Yeah, I kind of like, oh god, I don't want to hear an Elton John song.
What is it with Anna Kendrick and these jukebox movies? It's Pitch Perfect as well.
I know.
She is in Trolls, right?
Yeah. And Justin Timberlake. So that's why I like it. I think fancy Justin Timberlake a wee bit, but that's okay. But yeah, so the Cars trilogy, I'll finish there with them. But yeah, I'd say they're all pretty good.
They're all pretty good, the Cars trilogy.
I went to see all of them, and I didn't want my money back, They were all fairly good.
Right, okay, if just in case Pixar is listening, I watched the first one, and I didn't pay for it, but I do want my money back.
Ooh.
And I will not be giving it to my mother, because I want to buy an ice cream or something. Something I can benefit from.
And getting your money back is like £4. It's not a big deal.
It's probably like 8 at the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. So I'll move on, brother.
Yeah, your next film.
You're going to agree with this one because we've talked about a very similar film to it.
Right, go on.
Atlantis.
Never watched Atlantis.
Have you not watched Atlantis?
No.
Because it's very... It's the other film of Treasure Planet in terms of...
Yeah, I was going to say steampunk.
Yeah, and I actually watched... remember after you going on about how good Treasure Planet is?
Yeah.
I watched... It just came up as a suggestion, a video essay, which I can't remember the name of, but you'll probably find it if you look it up. There was a video essay on Treasure Planet about why it's the best Disney film.
Why it's good.
And he was like, he explained like, the opening sequence with the book.
Yeah, that was
steampunk.
I should have mentioned
this is one of the greatest sequences Disney ever did.
It is
probably
good,
probably their highlight of their entire career is that scene.
See?
And all this. But yeah, Atlantis is, again, not great. It's not really, really good. But it is good.
Did you realise you liked this after watching the Nostalgia Critic?
I watched it as a kid and really enjoyed it, and I always liked it.
Because it was on, the clip I sent you of Nostalgia Critic doing the same as what we're doing now. He mentioned Atlantis as well, yeah.
No, it's really good, and it's not. I watched it as a kid and I was like, oh, this is good. I like this a lot. And then I rewatched it and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
I think it was strong now.
But there are, again, issues with the storyline.
Yeah, there's a lull in the third act.
And it's a bit flimsy.
In
terms of, like, sometimes something happens. It's a bit like, here's a character, oh, blah, 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 who cares? Or, like, this is evil because it's evil, don't worry about it,
that's the one thing that would put me off, because we keep saying that we don't just like generic villains.
So it's a bit thrown together. Some of the characters are more forgettable, music's more forgettable, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no sort of, and it was part of the point as well as what they were trying to do, but it kind of suffers because of it.
So yeah, but sometimes you'd think I'd rather. Yeah,
there's no let it go. That's what it's going to try. There's no hits the snare drum, big chorus, blah blah blah. Like it's very much a sort of like we're going to make something a bit dark and a bit gritty, try and watch, and it suffered because of that. But I think they got what they wanted out of it. Same as Treasure Planet.
Hellboy artist worked on it. I found out.
Yeah.
Mike Mignola. It does look quite comic booky as well. A lot of the time.
Honestly, animation wise, it's absolutely gorgeous.
It does look stunning. I've seen like random clips of it. It does look great.
Yeah. Similar to Treasure Planet. It's really comparable to Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet probably did it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'd probably like this. Yeah, if I've seen it, I will watch it one day. It's one of those ones on my list.
It's odd, yeah. It's not. I don't think people hate it, but I think people were like.
I think people don't like it for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have much to say on that one. It's good.
It's just good.
Yeah, it's not one of these ones that I'm like, oh, yous are all wrong.
No, none of mine are like that, actually.
It's just like, you gave it a 4 and I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, none of mine are like, why don't people see how genius these films are? I just think, I was casually entertained.
I have one.
You've got one that you think is genius.
Like that, I believe, yeah.
Okay. So that was Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Was your
Yeah,
second pick? Well, no, your actual second. Yeah, the second pick mentioned was it? So
yeah. My
on to
fourth
the.
pick, technically, actually.
Was it?
Mine's going to be
Oh,
quite
because you had a
short.
trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I think I'll do it 2 hours or 2, which is good.
Okay, that's good.
That's fair. So my next one. So this one isn't good for who it was aimed at.
Okay.
But they accidentally made something that it's kind of like the prequels, like.
Is this a controversial one? I've got to ask.
Oh, it's one of.
It's one of. Oh, I didn't know there was more.
So this film isn't good.
I'm
it's
interested.
Not a good film.
Okay, go on.
But it's become such a part of my life now.
You're right.
That I'm starting to love it.
Yeah, attached to it.
Like
okay.
like basically like all the stuff like All Star. That's my. I don't know. I don't
Smash
think
Mouth,
people love Smash Mouth.
No, but they'll still go nuts if it's on a clip because
the culture has been created.
Yeah, it's in Shrek. It's in that masterpiece known as Boozino and the Snooks.
Is it in it?
It's in the advert. It's not in the film proper.
Okay, thank God.
Okay, yeah.
It is The Cat in the Hat by Mike Myers.
Oh,
Mike Myers, sorry, not by.
Hello.
That film is for a kid, it's totally not okay. There's so many weird things happening. Like, just watch Alec Baldwin having a breakdown for the whole film. The jokes don't make any sense to kids.
I haven't seen it since the cinema, can't you?
Fair. Yeah, it was probably a horrifying experience for kids. But it is so funny. Like it's another one where Mike Myers goes mental and just does a Scottish accent. It's like Shrek and stuff.
It's just like an SNL sketch with a cat costume. That's what it is. That's right, cool.
Really, it feels like there's like something like College Humor or something like that where they make those weird sort of like 2-Minute Cooks by College Humor. Maybe I'm wrong.
Probably.
But one of those YouTube or like Don't Have Names. It feels like something like that. Like a weird,
solid
series or like Salad Fingers or something. It feels like a weird series, but it went way but for 2 hours, an hour and a half film, 2 hours film.
Yeah.
It's like how no one stopped and went, wait a minute, what are we doing?
This is mad.
Which is why I love it.
That's
and I don't love it again. I wouldn't want my kids to see it.
No,
but like I would absolutely recommend sticking it on like now. Like I would be like, let's go watch this film. Like it's so.
Have you got it?
I actually haven't. No, it's probably online to be fair.
I would fall into that straight away.
It's hilarious. You just watch. So obviously the plot is pretty simple. A cat comes. I say simple. It's really bizarre. These
cat
kids
ransacks the house of the family. Yeah.
They go on a sort of wild adventure, and then Alec Baldwin is onto them, so he's trying to chase them down.
Yeah. I remember him, the military academy.
Yeah, and then the film ends with with spoilers, but all the skits in it, like the cat cooks at one point,
the cupcakes thing.
Yeah, cupcake and eater, etc. That and like swear. There's like swear in this film. Like at one point he shouts at a guard until being like, "You dirty hoe," and then he goes back and goes, "What did you do, baby? I love you."
What does he shout that to?
What to like a garden hoe?
Oh wow!
Like he calls it a hoe, and then is like, "I'm only joking, baby. I love you."
Wow.
Like that is the sort of stuff. That's
how did that get past the radar?
Exactly. Yeah.
No one person said, "Should we not have this joke?"
Yeah, exactly. And also, that cupcake sketch is not I watched that on YouTube.
Doesn't feed into the plot. No.
Doesn't feed in the plot, and it's not a kid sketch.
No.
No, what I find it funny because I know what it's taking the out of it, like this morning and all that.
Yeah,
but kids don't watch.
No.
This morning.
No, they wouldn't.
It doesn't make sense
this
for
is
kids.
Subversive. Yeah. Who is this for? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Who is this for? And it turns out just me.
That's fair.
Yeah, this film is so bad that no one is ever allowed to make a Dr. Zeus live action film anymore. Like they're totally
that makes me sad. I want to see what they had in the locker.
In the locker, yeah. But yeah, it's a masterpiece of terrible. Not
Lorax
terrible.
could have been on my list actually. I've just realised.
Is Lorax in it?
I think so.
I know the Grinch was. I found this out really recently. It's not my list.
Yeah,
the Grinch obviously now it's loved, but like for a long time,
it's hated now.
People were like, "Oh, it's the worst like Dr. Zeus film ever."
Well, see, I loved it then, but I don't like it now. The people are coming around to it.
Yeah, fair. What do you call it? But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other scenes in Cat in the Hat. They're just like again, as a film, you watch it and it's like watching. It's like watching YouTube clips because all you do is watch the little clips.
I've just remembered when he ruins a mother's dress, and this old line always sticks in my head. You know what I'm going to say now, don't you? It's like, honey, it was ruined when she bought it.
Yeah. Like that stuff is like, what are you doing? Like,
exactly, yeah.
Or he freaking he asks Alec Baldwin to distract him to sign his thing, and he's like, I need you to sign it with this giant pencil that requires 2 hands. And I was like, what is the joke here?
Why
Like, what
is
is
that
the
funny?
joke?
Yeah, like, why does he need two hands
Just
free?
watching Mike Myers. Mike Myers just does, like, I can't
Losing his
remember
mind.
what comedian said it. Was like, yes, we get you can do a Scottish accent. Stop doing it. All of his characters are Scottish. Like, Shrek is another
Yeah.
thing. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat.
Don't show it to your kids, but you know,
show it to yourself.
Watch it one night, or just look it up on YouTube, and some of those clips are incredibly hilarious, but so wrong. But yeah, so there you go. We'll move on to my next one then, will it?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god.
Was that it?
You just did it! You just said who?
I don't think they have context on this.
No. I'll explain it at the end when we get to the end of the films. It'll be a bonus segment.
Bonus. Hang on to your hats.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh.
So my next one is Watchmen, because we talked about this recently.
Oh, okay.
I nearly
almost put that in mind, but I looked on Rotten Tomatoes and it's got better now, so I didn't.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So yeah, no, but this
one
film...
of us kind of had to do it, I think, to be fair.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So this film
amazing. It genuinely is.
It's a really missed film, I think. I think a lot of people haven't bothered to go see it.
No, not now.
So it's one of the original gritty, original popular gritty superhero films, where they took is it a comic originally, or is it a...
It is a graphic novel.
So it's similar to like what Chris Nolan was trying to do, and what like the whole sort of new DC universe was trying to do. And it's about these heroes called the Watchmen, but it's them sort of years later. That's how I would describe it. It's like in retrospect or something. And there's a great opening sequence with The Times That Are Changing by Bob Dylan playing. The times they are changing. And then they're going through.
It is a good sequence.
It's a good scene, yeah. But yeah, so they do that, and then it's actually Thingy directed.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, the controversial Zack Snyder. But yeah, so he made something really dark and gritty, and there's a lot. What I really like about it, because I didn't watch it until like 2 years ago now, last year, and what I really liked about it was it has 5 different characters, I suppose. Really good. Obviously, there's a lot more, but I mean, like, there's 5 sort of main characters.
So Rorschach,
Night Owl, Dr. Manhattan, and his. Well, you could argue his girlfriend.
Silk Spectre. Yeah. She was one of the ones that came to my mind.
Yeah, so I'd say she's kind of a double, and then the guy at the end, like the twist.
Ozymandias.
Yeah, the twist at the end. It's not really a twist. It's kind of a twist.
Well, I'll give a bit more context to the plot if one doesn't mind. It's it's sort of there's a mystery plot surrounding the murders of former corrupt vigilantes, semi-corrupt vigilantes.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing about this film is no one's wholly good and no one's wholly bad.
But they're not bad it's not like they're good or bad in a like, oh, he's the hero. It's just people who do, like, just because his friend was murdered. Yeah. Like, they're really normal reasons for the plot.
They are, yeah.
There are aspects to it that are odd in terms of, like, the plot is a bit weird. The plot's a bit weird to follow, I think.
First time I watched it, I didn't know what was going on at all. Second time I watched it, I was like, why did I find this so confusing? It's straightforward.
I think it's really interesting that, like, you can actually watch it from each character's perspective as well. You could rewatch the film as a Dr. Manhattan film.
Yes.
And what his sequences are so interesting.
His backstory sequence, where he's talking about being exposed to the radiation, that's a stunning scene. He's
the only character really who's like proper superpowers.
Powerful, yeah. He can literally do anything.
He's basically an omnipresent sort of character, isn't he? Like totally. Yeah. But there's a really, really powerful scene in this film where he's sleeping with his girlfriend, and he can make like multiple things of himself. Totally, he's a god essentially.
He is, yeah.
So he's sleeping with her, but he's also got 10 hands on her. Basically, essentially being the ultimate pleasure in every way. And, he could be giving her a neck massage whilst making her a cup of tea. He's the perfect, But as he's doing that, she realizes that he's in the next room trying to fix the reactor thing.
Yes, I remember.
And he's like, what's the problem? And she's like, you're not concentrating on me. And he's like, I'm able to do that. Like, don't worry about it.
He's becoming so disassociated from
because
humanity.
He's not human. Because he can't understand. He can no longer he's getting further. At the start, he's just like
a bit quirky, I guess.
But very powerful. But then he gets more and more. Essentially, he's just has no idea.
He's not.
The experiment. Experiences anymore.
I don't know if they keep this in for the film, but in the
have you read the graphic novel? Have you?
It's fantastic. The film
it's different as well, and I think that's part of the history.
It's the same. It's quite similar. It's faithful, but the film, as much as I like it, it does look rubbish when I read the graphic novel.
That's fair.
Strong world building is unbelievable. But there's one bit Well, like he is on the chat show in the film, I remember that. But the guy in the comic, he's like, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" Thinking it's like a cheap joke, and then Doctor Manhattan is so dissociated from humanity, he thinks he's literally asking him a question. He's like, "Well, up is a direction that can't really be judged," and he's saying it like I don't know whether he does that in the.
I don't know, but there's
it's
stuff
a
like
good
that,
example of being disassociated.
But yeah, it's really, really, and then you don't know if you're on his side, you don't know if you're on her side, because
he does.
She's right, like he's not paying attention.
Same with Rorschach as well. You don't know if you're on his side. Sometimes
he's a really well written character.
Yeah, he's fantastically well written.
So, but yeah, I really liked it. You can watch this film as you can almost rewatch it and be like, I'm gonna focus on Rorschach this time.
Yeah,
and you can.
I think most people do first. I'd say.
Yeah, it's really his film, isn't it? When you first watch it, the whole plot. The whole plot is based around the whole murder mystery is based around him.
Yeah.
Doing it really. But then again, and then when you watch it at the end, and it's not really a twist as such, but it's unexpected. It's a very unexpected.
It's a twist I'd go as far as. Yeah.
And then
with what happens to Rorschach or what happens to
that and
the reveal.
Exactly. It's like oh right yeah.
Now, I'm going to give the bad guy props in this because he's such a reversal of the generic villain we hate. He's so well.
He's right.
He's right.
He just says like, I think we should do this because this, and you go,
and you're like,
yeah, fair. Yeah.
Am I supposed to hate
this
guy?
I think it's what Batman was trying to do with the whole like Superman's too powerful.
Yeah, and why you'd think Zack Snyder would be able to handle it better. He's done it once before.
He's another one.
But did he write the
thing
as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I think he's good at what he does. I think he has a little issues with it, but I think he's generally quite good at making films. Does that make sense? Like, I think
you owe us money, Zach.
Oh. I don't think.
No, we've paid him. We've been paid to say that.
I don't know. I don't think he's a bad filmmaker.
I don't at all.
I think he should stop with superhero films.
I think probably.
I think he's getting. I just don't believe. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't believe that like Batman v Superman was his fault. For example, I don't think that like he.
I don't think. Well, as we found out, I don't think there's much to be at fault for.
That's fair.
If there was, I still don't think it'd be his fault.
He's interesting. Granted, he makes some. He's done a lot of blunders and stuff, but he makes some interesting.
And this is one of them. This is a classic.
This is good.
A good film.
Yeah.
This is one I said there's none on my list where it's like, oh, why can't I even see this is genius? I think for me, this, even though this is your pick, is one like. If it was still slated now, I'd be like, why are people
I think it's becoming more, especially because of like all superhero films are becoming dark and gritty.
They're becoming,
That like people are kind of going, oh, okay, like whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's like comic book films are a different world now. They're now the most mainstream thing you can do.
You're not even a nerd if you like comic book films anymore, because you can walk down the shops and see memorabilia dedicated.
The fact that Guardians of the Galaxy was it was an odd series to be into. Up until like 6 years ago, and now it's like one of the biggest films ever made.
Nobody knew okay to the Guardians.
Exactly. Granted, the film's totally different to the comics.
Yeah. There's no connection sometimes. No. Yeah, but yeah.
I think I'll finish up with that. But yeah.
Finish up on Watchmen. Good film, folks.
And I get what people don't think it's amazing. But
I think I guess it is like it's not amazingly paced.
Yeah, and there's a bit and we're talking about, you have to watch it twice. I don't want to watch a comic book film twice, generally.
If I had to, I'd pick this one, though.
Yeah, there you go. But do you know what I mean? I think next one, I don't think you've seen.
God.
And this is one of those ones that I was like, I watched it and was like, I love this.
Oh, I'm interested.
And then I read the reviews, and the reviews were like,
awful. They
weren't awful, but they were just like...
They weren't. They didn't reflect.
To be fair, The Guardian gave it like 5 out of 5. But like Rotten Tomatoes gave it like 60%.
Oh, right, okay.
Inherent Vice.
Inherent Vice. Oh, I want to watch this film, but I haven't seen it.
So it's a Thomas Pynchon novel. It's been made into a film.
You know what he is, don't you? He's postmodern.
Right, he's postmodern. Yeah, we did it. This film is so interesting, and it's granted it's weird. It's a weird film. Owen Wilson's in it, I believe.
Is he?
Owen Wilson's on a lot of my list. But yeah, it's a weird film. I know that, and there's some really. Joanna Newsom is a big folk singer.
The narrator
is the narrator of the film, like that.
She's got a great voice.
Exactly, totally random.
Talking voice. I mean,
why would you get her in? But perfect, absolutely perfect cast choice. The plot is that. So, what I would advise before watching this film is that the plot doesn't matter at all. Kind of like a lot of Thomas Pynchon stuff.
Yeah.
Like he writes glorious pieces of dialogue in his books, and he writes like amazing. Well, he's an amazing author, but he like the film plot doesn't mean anything really.
Right.
So like the film starts somewhere and it just ends somewhere. It just ends somewhere else, and at no like there's no. Oh, you know you're talking about callback, characters callback. It's the opposite in this film. It's like day to day life. You know the way like if you were to start a film of my life right now,
Yeah.
and
then the end would just be you going, oh, let's go to the shops, and then the credits would roll type thing.
It's like
like
granted,
Clerks.
things do happen.
Yeah.
It's not as like Kevin Smith. You know, it's not like it isn't as
Clerks
bad as
is like that. It's just it ends with them just.
It's just really like sometimes it doesn't have like the now we're together or like I've got my job back. It's like sometimes people get fired and then they get a new job and that's okay, and that's like the whole film.
It's not. Is it about someone?
It's mainly about it follows one character mainly, and it sort of talks about his ex lover.
Right.
And it talks about things like he sort of has like drug problems and blah blah blah. He's how would I word it? It's again, I'm not saying that the plot doesn't matter, as in don't follow the plot.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, when I watched it, I was like, what? Like what? And then it was one of those films that like the second I started talking about it, I was like, actually, this film's amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, this film is like so interesting.
Oh, I do like those epiphanies.
Because that's what they say with Thomas Pynchon, like the plot comes second.
Yeah, so I was just about to say that's not what you're getting.
He writes beautiful. He could write this beautiful piece about someone being in love, and then they broke up, and blah blah blah. And then he goes on a big journey, and then he ends up he gets fired from his job, then he gets another job. But like the plot, that doesn't matter. He's doing it so he can write what he wants to write. He's doing it so he can use certain words and use certain vocabulary.
Yeah.
And the films like this is like it's using it so that obviously it's pretty much word for word. But yeah, so like if you watched it as a in the beginning and then the end, it doesn't work.
No.
But it's how a film should be, I guess. It's more normal. Trying to think if there's anything else I should say. The music's incredible. It's Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead. He also did There Will Be Blood.
Oh man.
And The Master, that he did as well.
You know what I don't like about him? He's a creep.
Oh
my god. Please cut that out.
That was awful.
That's the worst thing I've said in my life. So Inherent Vice there, folks.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It's the only one on my list that the next one as well actually that I watched thinking it was a classic.
And then
granted I watched that recently. Yeah. But I assumed it would be since it's like such a famous author.
Yeah.
And whatnot, I expected it to be like, oh, it's everyone's it's a beautiful art film.
Amazing,
and instead it was like, oh. So next one, Hook, Robin Williams. I didn't know this film was hated.
I like Hook. I didn't know it was hated.
It's totally hated.
When did you watch it? When did you watch it last?
A couple of years ago.
It takes a while to get to Neverland. Is my only criticism.
It is, and it's not perfect. It's not brilliant.
I didn't because I like this film.
But I assumed it was a really liked film because I mean everything Robin Williams has ever touched.
Yeah,
you can literally
say it's gold. Yeah,
even
if he's in a crap film, nobody likes to admit it.
Yeah. We've talked about stuff like Mrs. Doubtfire's like plot.
It's really not a good film.
Yeah, but like it's fine because Robin Williams just gets away with it. Like he can do
exactly. Let's give a quick plot.
Yeah, so it's Peter Pan, influenced about. I'm trying to see remember the plot.
He's grown up and
outside of Neverland, and he wants to go. What does he want to go back?
He's forcibly taken back when his kids are kidnapped by Captain.
That's the one. And it's a lot more. I think it's weird because it's a sequel to. I know Peter Pan's a normal story, and there's other Peter Pan films, but everyone knows Peter Pan because of the iconic Disney film.
A normal story, he says. I know a lot about Peter Pan. That's one of the closest books I am to being like a fanboy, a pan boy.
Really? But what I mean is that like when you think Peter Pan, you don't think like the other films. It's very much a
Disney.
Yeah. That is like if I were to say to you, oh, actually that doesn't happen in the original book.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care because that's what happens. In the same with like all the Disney princess ones.
Yeah.
It's become their
100%.
own. Or Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is nothing like the book.
It's not at all.
But if I said Alice in Wonderland, you think the film. It's become Alice in Wonderland.
A cornerstone. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's Robin Williams is really, really good. I can't remember who plays Captain Hook.
Dustin
Hoffman, yes.
He's good as well. Good English actor.
He's one of the best actors. I think he's incredible.
I should say, because I'll never get another chance to say this, Julia Roberts was the first woman I ever loved, specifically in that film.
Really?
I was so madly in love with her. I was saying to my mother, like, oh, Matt, I want to marry her. And she's like, she's way older than you. I was like, I don't care. I can wait. I can cope with that.
What age were you?
Oh, 8 or something.
Oh, really?
Like 10 at the push.
I was like, you could be 10 here, or you could be like 15. I was like, it literally could be either.
Like 9, 10.
Fair. But yeah, it's really, really good, and it's again, I think it's one of these films that you watch on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't alive when it came out.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I was.
I wouldn't have went to the cinema anyway if it was in the
No,
90s,
100% wouldn't. No.
But so I don't know if it was different to go see it. But it's one of these films that's always on TV, probably because it wasn't very good. I think we've talked about this before. Like, It's a Wonderful Life, for example. The reason it's on TV every Christmas
is because it's a masterpiece, apparently. Yeah.
It's because it was so crap that this when it came out, it was like totally hated by everyone.
Oh, now everyone loves it. Yeah.
So the rights for it really cheap. That's how it works. The rights become really cheap. Oh, you did it. You did it.
Without, sorry, I didn't even draw a picture.
Find out later. Why?
Find out later why. It's going to be a thrill ride.
But he so because it was a total flop, didn't make any money.
Yeah. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. And when it came out in what, the 30s, I don't know. But when it came, so it was really cheap to sell it to like TVs and stuff. So TV companies were like, "I will take it for like 1,000,000 rather than paying like hundreds of thousands."
Was that the same with Hook as well?
Is that I'm assuming just
right,
that
yeah.
because there's a lot of those films that are on like Independence Day's on Channel 4 like once a bloody month at this point. Like, and I'm assuming it's because the rights were really cheap.
Yeah, no, Hook is good, like good character development.
Just always on, and it's good. It's like again not perfect. But
the first half of the film is quite weak, I'd say. And then it gets amazing. Like this thing about Peter's a bad dad because he has work to do that he can't avoid. It's like, don't make him out to be the bad guy.
That's a bit wrong with him in a lot of his films. I think.
I know. I don't think they need
like
that.
him to be like the underdog. I think.
Yeah, I don't think they need that in a Peter Pan story. He's like, why do they need that?
No.
But when he gets to Neverland, and I like the fact he's not immediately flying around. It takes him ages to remember.
Yeah.
And it takes like. The bit I really like, they pull back his wrinkles and they're like, oh my god, it really is you.
Yeah.
Like, that's an amazing scene. And, some people don't trust him entirely. And it takes him ages to get his powers back, which makes sense. Bob Hoskins as Smee was good.
Oh, yeah. It's a good cast as well.
Yeah.
Really good cast.
It is a good cast.
It's a good film.
It's a good film, yeah. Good fighting as well, good fight
totally
scenes.
Worth the watch.
Lucky, I got hooky. That was a shocking moment for a kid's film, that.
Fair.
Straight in the... They can't see that.
No, they can't. I was going to say,
can't see the action. I don't want to
stab the microphone, essentially.
Spoiler.
But yeah, I don't have much more to say on that. But
it's really good. Yeah, apart from like I say, the first half, I think it is incredibly solid. After that,
and it's one of these films.
Good world building.
I enjoyed it, and then it was like, oh wait a minute, this film's got low reviews. Like, so
I did not know that was panned.
Yeah, so there you go.
So if I found that out, that'd be on my list.
Yeah, fair.
I'm glad it didn't though. It means we got more films. So do you want to go on to your next one?
My next one. So I don't think you've seen this one either.
Right.
And this film is it's not great in some of its execution. Its idea is genius.
Right.
And the plot's really good, but because of the nature of the film, it could never be like a really good acted film.
Yeah.
So it's Escape from Tomorrow.
Oh, I've never seen it, no.
So this film is a guerrilla film in terms of like guerrilla film
independent techniques. Stuff, yeah.
And like, so basically the director wrote a film set in Disney World. Mm-hmm. And Disney don't let you film. They're really, really adamant about filming in Disneyland. So obviously you can take photos and put them on Facebook and stuff. But like the idea of people filming behind the scenes, people like Disneyland obviously really push. You can't see any cables on the roller coasters. You don't see people getting changed. The characters aren't actors; they're characters. That is Snow White. That's not a woman. That's Snow White. Like they're very adamant about the world they've built. You know what I mean? Intentionally, that's what Walt Disney would, right to a T. Everything is meant to be. So, really, really hate they don't let people film in Disney World at all. Like totally, like I don't think there's any films that have Disneyland in them.
Oh.
Yeah, because it could be, So anyway, he's this little independent filmmaker, and he actually did a bit of filming for Exit to the Gift Shop, the Banksy film.
I was just thinking about that when you said about guerrilla style filming. I was assuming it was that related to that.
So he did.
And Dismaland.
He did this film. Oh yeah.
That's tying in. It's all tying in.
But he built. So he wanted to make this film, and the film is basically about a man who's on holiday with his family.
Right.
So it's like a man, a woman, and 2 kids.
Yeah.
And they, whilst he's on holiday, he's just paid for this mega vacation away from work. for a week or whatever, he gets a phone call basically saying that he's getting let off,
Oh.
like you're fired, and he doesn't want to tell the people that he's like fucked. Like he's like basically no money now, and he's totally
I like
hyper stress.
Yeah.
So really, really normal. It's not even like let's film Disneyland. Normal reason
No.
for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he doesn't want to tell them. So they're like, "Who's that?" in the phone? He's like, "Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it." And then the film basically follows him going around Disney World with his family whilst he totally like starting to totally snap.
He's getting tortured
Like
by
he's just
not
really
telling him, yeah.
so it's clearly it was meant to be he had mental health problems, and like this was like the start of him really struggling. So he like the film how they filmed it was they took iPhones and stuff, and they basically just like so I'm sitting on my phone, but I'm actually filming a scene for this film. Like no one at Disney World were allowed to know. And like
it's acted though, right? It's all
it's acted, but as in like they're filming and then they had their scripts on their phones.
Oh,
so they'd be like talking, and one of them would just turn around and be like, "Oh, brilliant!" Like whatever the line is.
Yeah.
And like they've been told that via the phone, so that no one picks up. There's no film crew. It'd be like me and you filming it. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really.
I'm interested in this film.
So it's filmed like that, and then you watch it. Like they then have added stuff and edited things. Some things they did offshore, but made it look like they were in Disney World. So he starts really losing it and starts hallucinating and totally like just going missing for like hours and stuff.
Yeah.
And the wife is sort of like, I don't, you can't even look after your own kids. You're disgusting. He's like, gets drunk in Disney World. Do you know what I mean? Like he's like totally written off. And it's a really bizarre. There's a couple of scenes that are a bit. There's a scene where there's a lot of phallic imagery, and he's essentially shooting paint from a nozzle that looks like his penis. Things like that. There's weird scenes in this film. Like there are weird scenes, and the execution's a bit like, as in again because they could never make.
They can't because of what they were.
They couldn't have a good actor playing. They couldn't have like.
They'd noticed that someone was filming it.
So it is just a
mega star
family
walking around Disney.
Similar, I suppose, to like how Paranormal Activity is very low budget and very but even much more so because it's literally filmed backwards. I think the budget for this film was like a few $100,000, and most of that was just paying the actors, like no money at all.
Bizarre.
But yeah, so the execution's a bit. It's one of these films that's not great in terms of like actual dialogue and actual filming and stuff, but from a rewatchability or the fact of telling you, you're like, I want to watch this. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I am interested in this.
But it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not I think it's got like a 30% review or something. It's really low, but it's really compelling. It's a really fun film to talk about and to watch. And yes, you're gonna watch it and be like, okay, that's a bit weird, like, or that was stupid or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's great. Like that's what's fun about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, really. It was
so Escape from Tomorrow.
Yeah,
it was called.
Yeah.
Alright, so Escape from Tomorrow. If you want to check that one out,
check it out.
On to the
last
one number is this. This is the last one. Oh, fan-dabby-tastic.
So I just added this because we both had Phantom Menace.
Yeah, both overlapped with Phantom Menace.
And
are we sure this is the last? We've gone through 9 films.
Yeah,
I could not name
Cars trilogy was quite.
Yeah, if it is all they counted as 3.
That was 3. So that was quite a.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, so my last one is.
Is this a controversial one?
This is controversial because it's a bit stupid that I've put this in. It's a bit of a technicality.
Oh, go on.
It's The Room. Tommy Wiseau.
Oh man.
Right. Okay. So this is the worst, the Citizen Kane of bad films.
Yeah, they say that. Yeah.
Have you watched it? Oh really? So this is the worst film ever made, and it's badly acted, and the whole film was made by this guy, Tommy Wiseau. Went out, and there's the Disaster Artist is coming out, which is James Franco making a film about Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
He plays Tommy Wiseau playing The Room.
Oh my god!
He's made a film about this guy because he's really interesting. I think he's a Polish American.
He's something like that. He can't speak that much English.
No one knows anything about him at all.
Don't know how old he is.
No one knows what he said. He was like, I think he said he was like 35 or something.
He looks like 90.
And then he, or something like he said he was like late 30s, early 40s, and then someone saw like a driving license that he's clearly like 56, like in like total bull. No one knows. So this film had a massive budget.
Did it actually? Millions. I thought it had a really modest.
No, we're talking millions.
Right.
At least 100,000s. And no one knows where he got the money from. He's just this random guy who just showed up and made this film. And like usually when people make these bad films, it's because like a tiny studio we're trying to know. Like he's a rich guy. He's probably killed someone.
I'm shaking my head.
but that's okay. But yeah, so this is meant to be the worst film ever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. It's
And the reason I'm
unanimously,
saying that it's not is because it's not that bad.
right.
As in, yes, it's awful in terms of like his acting. I mean, you've seen the
Yeah.
clips of like the
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mark.
nice,
Yeah.
nice Dougie and whatnot.
Did he
But
say that? I haven't seen that one. I'll have a look for that after.
but yeah, it's awful in terms of that, and the plot doesn't really make sense. He's
I
like,
don't know anything. I know it's like there's a love triangle.
there's a love triangle. His friend Mark is betraying him because he's in
Yeah.
love with the same girl,
Right.
and there's loads of plot lines that don't go anywhere.
Yeah. There's a random woman saying I have breast cancer. You never find out
and
who
then
she is
Donnie,
at
I think
all.
Donnie's doing drugs. I think his name's Donnie. The kid's doing drugs.
Denny, I think he's called
Denny
actually.
or something. I don't know. Yeah,
It's not even
but
a
it's like,
proper
oh,
name,
he's doing
right?
drugs, and it's never brought up again. It's just that after the hug, they hug it out. Then it's just that's it. So there are loads of that. But this film, I've watched some terrible films.
Yeah.
As in, I've watched as in the kind of films that are so bad it's good, and this one is much easier to watch. It's a normal film. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, it's bad in turn. I think what people love about it is again they did throw so much money at it,
Yeah.
and like there are things about it that are really odd. For example, the actress that he has sex with
Yeah.
is like love scene with her. So she was this random. I only found this out recently. She was this random actress who was called in to do the film. You know, she was an up and coming star. You know, oh, I'm gonna get into this film.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be famous from then on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Probably what he
First
thought
day of
as well.
shooting, she'd never met these people.
Right. Go
um, was a sex scene.
on. Oh,
No build up, like get take clothes off, do a sex scene.
wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So clearly, someone had ulterior motives of some sort. And the sex scene was so awkward and so weird that she refused to do the second one. So they just used clips from the first one. That's why they look really
It's just
similar.
chopped together, is it?
Like,
does it
it's
look
not,
choppy when
it's
you
not
watch
the
it?
same scene,
It's not the same scene, right?
but like, why would like the bed sheets are in the same place, that kind of thing.
Oh,
Like, you know
that's
what?
great.
Obviously they're wearing the same. Obviously, like because they're naked and stuff, you can't really tell. But as in, like, how do I word it? If you watch the two scenes side by side, it is clearly the same scenes.
Yeah. That's good filmmaking compromise, though. I'll tip my
In a
hat to him
weird
on,
way,
on
yeah.
that one.
But the reason I put it on is because it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Which seems like a stupid thing to say, but what I mean is that like, of the like, they're so bad it's good. This film's fine. It's honestly
just fine,
not.
yeah.
It's not.
It's so fine.
If you're looking for terrible films, there are much worse.
The worst
films.
ones to mention.
I actually have one I went to see over the summer called Robo Vampire, and that is
Oh.
the worst thing I've. It's on YouTube.
Oh.
Is honestly
Already, it's fully on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's how badly it's done.
it's the worst film ever.
Oh.
It's a film from like the 80s, so they just like put it on the cinema.
Oh, the re-release.
But it's like,
okay.
you know those films, if you go in the room, it will have like a 50, it'll probably, like, people are getting it like 10 out of 10 reviews. And all the reviews are like, this is perfect, because it's terrible. This one is the opposite. It's like, there's only a few reviews for it, and they're like 2%.
On Robo Vampire. Oh, man.
It's a real bad film. The Room isn't. The Room's, like, what I'm trying to say, I think, is that, like, and I said this earlier to you, they weren't trying to make some beautiful film.
No.
He was trying to make a stupid rom-com. Anyway.
Yeah, so if he's done that, he's done what he needed to do, yeah.
Like, he was clearly trying to make... Also, I'm looking for... He was trying to make... When I say stupid rom-com, I don't mean like, oh, rom-coms are stupid, but what I'm getting at is, like, he wasn't trying to make this gorgeous film. He was trying to make...
No, he wasn't Terrence Malick.
With a love triangle. Again, he pulled a girl in, had sex in the first scene. Like, clearly...
She's probably a lot younger than him as well.
Exactly. Clearly, like,
mate,
he was just, like, doesn't care.
Come on, mate.
And, like...
Come on, Tommy, lad.
Classic Tommy, yeah.
Don't be a bell end.
But what I'm trying to say, I think, is that, like, it's not that much worse than, like, bad rom-coms anyway.
Oh, bad rom-coms anyway.
Like, you watch the awful rom-coms, they're corny, and they've got, like, comfort in them, they're corny anyway.
Yeah.
And then you watch this, and it's bad, and his voice is stupid, and it looks worse, and the plot doesn't make as much sense, but it's not that much worse. Whereas, like, Robo Vampire didn't make sense as a film.
No, fair enough.
Like, none of it made sense. They overdubbed everything, so their, like, words are out of sync.
I did find out about Tommy Wiseau in his name, right? He actually inspired an aspect of Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight.
Really?
Because during that sex scene you mentioned, he said, Tommy Wiseau serious. I just made that up. That's a lie.
Are you serious? I was really compelled. The other thing.
If I find out that's true, I will be mind blown.
Thank you for that tool bowl. I think. But yeah, so it's a good. It's fun. What I'm saying is
a big funny joke. That was.
What I'm trying to say really is that it's not a good film, and I'm not trying to say
I
actually like this film. And everyone else hates it. What I'm saying is that this film shouldn't get the reward.
The slander again.
It shouldn't be the worst. Like famously the worst film, because there are much worse films.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's stuff about it that just. Yeah, I actually think I stand by. I have this theory that he'll make a really good awkward film.
Is he still like doing stuff?
He made another film.
Did he?
Called Friend, but the R is in brackets, like Fiend, like Friend or Fiend.
Oh, that's cool.
And
that's already won me over.
Fine. That's how it's not bad. It's just like, oh, it's alright.
It's alright, yeah.
But I have a theory he could make I don't think he will, but I think he has the ability to make a really, really interesting, like, awkward film.
Oh, geez.
But yeah, that's yeah.
So The Room, there, folks. Declan's favourite film of all time, as we have just. I might watch it now just to see, because they're only going to mention the bad parts, and when you think about it, like the bit that you quotes of that amount to only like 5 minutes of the film at a push.
They are bad. Though.
They are bad. Admittedly, they are bad.
But yeah, will we finish up?
We'll explain what we were saying at Thrill Ride.
Oh, you go ahead.
So we basically found out listening back to these. You tend to say, what do you tend to say?
Apparently I say ooh often, and
really does.
I honestly have not heard it yet.
If you go to, I think 846 on the Disney one, you can hear the first ever hoo because I say something like, oh, a lot of my picks for this top 5 Disney are quite generic, and you go hoo.
Right, fair.
And I always say the things are amazing.
But even stuff that isn't.
Even
like
stuff
really average.
Really average stuff. I go.
This isn't even
just
this podcast. It's just normal.
Normal,
like you give exact change. Amazing.
Right. It mainly applies to this. Like they're not going to know about the rest of the time if they're listening. But yeah, I apparently tend to say amazing a lot. So
like really generic stuff. Oh, the camera angle's a bit odd. Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've decided to lean into it and just say it more now. And Declan actually accidentally said hoo earlier, and I got really excited. And then I accidentally said hoo earlier, which he termed as amazing. So that's what that big banter was about.
So yeah,
that's the kind of crazy things we get up to down at Amicable H. But I think, on that bombshell, now that is a twist.
That's a twist, yeah.
That is like a Fight Club moment. That is. It's postmodern, yeah. Okay, I think that is all we got time for now. We've wrapped up Declan's 10 films that he likes. Nobody else seems to. It was all his personal opinions. If you do dislike these films, then that's fine. It's not a reflection of you. It's just saying ones he got some level of casual enjoyment from, didn't think was worth the criticism. And we are signing off RN, because if we don't, we might be just saying bye.
I apologise for being so ill. I'm sorry.
Sorry guys.
But yeah, farewell.
Fairly well. All good.